invitation and the opportunity to speak to you. You may ask what a politician, a minister from a medium-sized federal state called Thuringia in Germany doing here at this conference. Do you know Thuringia? No. What a pity. Thuringia is located in the middle of Germany. Beside Bavaria has Niedersachsen-Saxony, and it's a geographical middle of Germany, but it's the powerhouse of Germany. That's why it's good to cooperate with you. Well, for one thing I can tell you, I'm an engineer myself. Thank you very much to give an overview of my life the last years. I'm an engineer for industrial and for electronic engineering, and for that reason alone I feel very much at home here with you. Secondly, as a minister, I'm also responsible for science and technology in my country, which is another reason why I feel I have come to the right place. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I tell you innovation is very important to us in Germany, and especially in Thuringia. We can't help but attach great importance for the topic. The reason is simple. Germany is, in geographic terms, not very large, and it's not located above oil lake. So we can't count on living off the sale of raw materials and fossil fuels. Instead, the only things we have to offer and which drive our economy are good ideas, new developments and research results, and their solid implementation in new products and processes. After all, that's what innovation means. Having a good idea, but also translating it sensibly into practical applications. The two go hand in hand. It sounds simple, but in the end, it is a rather complex process. After all, you never know in advance what the successful and unsuccessful innovations will be. I noted with interest that you are explicitly addressing intelligent innovations, the title of this conference. So I'm quite curious to know whether you might have found a recipe to distinguish the intelligent from the stupid innovations. And this perhaps at an early stage. And I would then like to take that back to Germany. I'm afraid, however, there is no such recipe. All my college years, the punch card, the mechanical relay, and the electron tube were still state of the art. At the time, I would have considered it quite fantastic if I had been told that just a few years later I would be walking around with a small computer in my pocket, which would make any information available and make me accessible worldwide at any time. That's the thing about innovation. You only really grasp when it's there. You are always a little surprised. Another interesting example is an action by French artists around 19, shortly after the World's Fair in Paris. At that time, they drew on postcards how they imagined the world in the year 2000. And it's revealing to take a look at it from today's perspective. There are already such things as video telephony, devices for voice recognition, a remote-controlled sweeping and mopping machine for the household, robots that make music, audiobooks, computer-controlled construction machinery, etc., etc. At the time, much of this was dismissed as nonsense. Today, it's reality. The lesson to be learned from this is, finally, you have to expect everything. But this is exactly what makes it very difficult for today's economic and technology policy in India as well as in Germany, which is supposed to promote successful developments with limited resources. No, we are still not in a position to predict with certainty what the future will bring, in particular what the basis technologies and developments of tomorrow will be. Nevertheless, there are a few clues. First, we can look at where the shoe pinches us the most, as we say in German. That is, what are the main challenges? They are the areas in which investments are most likely to be made, and where innovations are therefore most likely. These includes issues such as health, life extension, energy supply, housing, food supply, etc. These are, in a sense, the perennials of human development, and that is why there is always the urge and incentive here to change things for the better and help new technologies achieve a breakthrough. The second point of reference is to make into account the technological possibilities that already exist, and then extrapolate them into the future. Because if you take a look at the future visions of earlier times, you will see that those who extended and further developed existing technologies into the future were usually right. If you superimpose these two aspects, so to speak, then you can already make a few predictions that should not be completely unrealistic. I'll make an attempt to use these clues profitable myself. I am currently here in India with a strong delegation of entrepreneurs and academics from Thuringia. There are 5 universities alone that are interested in an increased exchange of students and scientists, but also in new research collaborations. Perhaps there is also interest in cooperation here in the auditorium. Since I suspect you haven't heard too much about Thuringia, let me at least mention a few innovations that are coming out of Thuringia that I'm sure you've never heard before. Thuringia, for example, has a long tradition in the fields of optics and automotive engineering. The city of Jena is a cradle of optics and the optical industry. The microscope and the planetarium were invented here. The Zeiss Group, for example, was founded here. The city of Eisenach is where the real roots of automobile manufacturing lie. BMW built its very first cars here. Medical technology is another important topic in Thuringia. We invented the thermometer, for example, and later also the EEG. The roots of the so-called Bauhaus lie in Thuringia, a school of art and design that has had an enormous influence worldwide, for example, in the field of architecture and product development. I'll limit myself here to these points. When it comes to intelligent innovations, Thuringia has certainly made its contribution and will continue to do so. Today, Thuringia's technological expertise lies in areas such as laser technology, quantum communication, biotechnology, materials research. You are cordially invited to meet us in Germany at any time and see for yourself on site. We will be happy to work with you to find points of contact and opportunities for cooperation. Because I'm convinced that innovation may be a competition, but only ever a competition on an equal footing where you compete together to find the best solutions. We are ready for that. And I know that you are ready for it too. It is in our hands and in our heads what the world will look like 100 years in the future. My wish for this conference is that many new, good ideas will be born here. Many new contacts will be made, and many forward-looking and world-improving innovations will be launched. All the best to you, and thank you very much.